And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here at the Grant Center for tonight's USA South Conference matchup between the Mary Baldwin Fighting Squirrels and your Averett University Fighting Cougars. And, of course, we're joined always by my faithful assistant, Davin Wilson, the Assistant Sports Information Director. Davin, how are you doing tonight?
Doing well. How are you, sir?
I'm doing very well. I'm kind of jealous. You're a little louder than me right now, but that's...
I was going to say that's easy fix. Easy fix.
Well, Davin, it looks like our Cougars were at a tough weekend this week. The number 3 and number 4 team in the nation at the annual Newport University Invitational, only managing to win one set out of all 4 games. Quite talented there. How are the Cougars going to look to rebound against not so well Mary Baldwin team?
The Cougars have a great start here for the second game of conference play going up against Mary Baldwin, and spoke to head coach Danny Miller earlier in the week, and he mentioned that he feels like they are in good shape because they will not really see too many teams that kind of have the power of Christopher Newport and Waniata have going over the course of the season. So I think they'll be in good shape to bounce back after a tough weekend.
Absolutely, you're right, Davin. And, of course, with any college sport, everyone knows that you play your hardest teams and your non-conference opponents, and then when conference comes down, you put it all out on the line, so you're ready for it. Luckily, there are no nationally ranked conference players in the USA South, but Averett does have one win over their belt. It was a Wednesday night win against Ferrum, and Mary Baldwin has lost in the USA South, their last one against Methodist University. What do you think Mary Baldwin is thinking coming into this game, playing a Cougar team that's 1-0 in conference play already?
I think they're hoping to get out, establish a little early momentum, maybe pick up a couple of quick points off of some service aces, a few kills, and I think are really just hoping to come out and be strong on both sides of the ball, both sides of the net, offense and defense.
Absolutely. And looking at some of our players to watch, we have Leslie Fulton, second leading blocker with 21 blocks this season, and of course Christiana Suma leads the squad and digs with 192. I think that they're definitely someone that comes to the game, shows up, and knows what they're doing. But of course, there's other players that are much more important in this team. Do you know of any?
Hannah is key. Hannah is key. She was key to this team last year, and she brings experience to the court. She also brings tenacity. You know, if you listen to any of the broadcasts last year, we had a saying for a hand freight train coming through your house whenever she touched the ball on the kill side, and we'll be saying that quite a few times tonight.
Right, and a sophomore captain, very impressive credentials for her already. She did have a very impressive freshman season. Looking back at their last game against DeSales University at that CNU tournament, Hannah Shields was only able to manage 9 kills. Along behind her was her teammate Jordan Pitzer with 6, and just behind that was Sarah Smoot with 4. Very, very slow numbers for the Cougars, but then again, we do have to give credit where credit is due. They did play some very good quality teams. What do you think Averett's going to look for tonight coming back after that hard tournament?
I think the big things they're going to be looking for, Coach Miller has spoken quite often throughout the season about coming out playing 90, 100% over all the sets, and that's what they'll look to come out and do. You mentioned that, you know, Hannah and a couple of the other players kind of had their numbers were a little low for this weekend, but teams like Christopher Newport and top-ranked teams are going to be able to pick up on key players and key sets, and when they see that ball is getting ready to come, they're going to know to adjust their defense and be ready for the attack.
Absolutely, and Hannah Shields, definitely, like you said, one of the teams to watch, leads the team with 248 kills. And, of course, her teammate, Christiana Suma, leads the team with 192 digs. She didn't really get a lot of playing time last year, freshman Christiana Suma, but now has definitely stepped up to the libero position in this Averett team. How do you think she fits in this this Averett Cougar young volleyball team, actually?
Christiana provides Averett with a ton of firepower on defense. As I mentioned, she does lead the squad, 192 digs, and she really is key coming off that back line and as a libero player, stopping opponents' attacks and really shutting them down and making sure that the opponents never get too comfortable on the attacking end of the ball.
I believe you, Davin, and I think you're absolutely right. But we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we are going to have starting lineups, your national anthem, and, of course, your event for tonight. It is Averett versus Mary Baldwin tonight on your Tuesday night volleyball match. Stay tuned. welcome you back here to the Granite Center. We are under 30 seconds away from tip-off for this volleyball game. And I'm just going to turn it straight over to Drew Wilson for the national anthem and the starting lineups. Please stay tuned.
Good evening, fans, and welcome to the Granite Center for tonight's U.S. Golf Conference match. Featuring Baldwin College Fighting Squirrels taking on your Cougars of Averett University. Fans of this time, fans, would you please rise and honor America with the playing of our national anthem. First, introducing starting with the reserves. Number 5, Sean Ian. Number 8, Michaela McRae. 11, Sarah Crumley. Number 15, Samantha Navy. And number 21, Michaela Scott. And now the stars for the Squirrels. Number 1, Zena Belfield. Number 2, Ryan Kelly. Number 4, Caitlin Rice. Number 7, Amani Julio. Number 10, Jacqueline Lloyd. Number 12, Laura Fullerton. And number 14, Jessica Hickman. Her ball is coached by Paul Lee. He's assisted by Grant Bishop. And now it's time to meet the reserves for your Cougars. From Ringgold, Virginia, number 8, Caitlin Liggett. A sophomore from Landis, North Carolina, number 9, Lindsay Correr. A senior from Charlotte, number 11, Caitlin Conley. A freshman from Princeton, North Carolina, number 12, Caitlin Stillman. A sophomore from Harrisburg, North Carolina, number 13, Jordan Benton. A junior from Baton Rouge, number 14, Allie Wall. A freshman from Goldsboro, North Carolina, number 15, Ashley Boat. A junior from Harrisburg, North Carolina, number 16, Bernie Daly. A senior from Stokesdale, North Carolina, number 17, Lindsay Bold. A sophomore from Richmond, North Carolina, number 19, Hayden Rixey. A sophomore from Grove City, Tennessee, number 20, Lindsay Bogdan. A freshman from Hartsville, North Carolina, number 21, Tina Reed. And from Jacksonville, North Carolina, number 22, Keenan Marks. And a freshman from Halifax, number 23, Taylor Jim. And now it's time to hear the starters for your Raven Cougars. From Franklinton, North Carolina, number 1, Jordan Miller. A senior from Knoxville, North Carolina, number 2, Leslie Bolton. A sophomore from Keene, Virginia, number 3, Hannah Shields.
That's one thing we
A sophomore from Williamsburg, Virginia, number 4, Jessica. A sophomore from Wacosa, Virginia, number 6, Brianna Suma. A sophomore from Brandon,
Welcome back to the Averett Sports Network. We're set to go here, and we are going to and it's going to be Averett to start with the serve here. 10, Kristen Vigeman, a sophomore from Monroe, North Carolina.
And Vigeman has been really key so far for the young Averett team. And let's see, she starts off with a ace.
Just like that, Averett does 1-0, has the service ace, just like that.
And that was one thing that she had a very big event on. And she and Danielle were both recording 7 combined service aces between the two of them. And that is going to be a receipt on the Fighting Squirrel. And Averett out to a quick 2-0.
Quickly 2-0. I would mention head coach Danny Miller in his 21st season picked up his 200th win last year. Very impressive and a huge part of women volleyball here in Danville.
He has, and the players joke around and they talk about whenever they're a few minutes late for practice, it's not, they're supposed to be there at 3, and it's 3 o'clock on Miller's watch, they call color time. So
that's just like what Meg says to student athletes. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, it's unacceptable.
That's it. That's it, John.
Very good point taken. The thing of life that we right now, Averett's got a 3-0 lead right now. And a hard shot low had Vigel at her knee and keep it up. And it's a 3-1 game. Looks like it was Zena Belfield with
And so now number 12, Farrah Fuller, and back to serve.
Nice serve, picked up by Pitzer, real easy. Here comes Shields. Hard of a shot.
And one thing that the Cougars have a very dangerous combination in Hannah Shields and number 7, Sarah Smoot. And that is one thing that Miller talked about in the preseason. And they will be very, very important to Averett's success moving forward in conference play.
Absolutely. We got the herself, the impact player, Hannah Shields serving.
And looked like it might have gone a little out of bounds, but the line judge ruled in Mary Baldwin's favor.
Yeah, can never be too sure anymore, but it was a close call, and just got to deal with it.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Deal with it and move on. It has a 4-2 lead right now. Mary Baldwin able to cut it in half.
And Baldwin looking a lot improved since last season. They came down here to Danville, and we had a very quick 3 sets with that one, picking up the 3. And Mary Baldwin and Ferrum, 2 teams that normally tend to be towards the bottom of the standings for volleyball, but both of these teams showing a lot of potential, and really in a couple of years with the right coaching and the right starting have a ability of becoming competitors.
And Jessica Sheik gets her first piece. Caitlin Rice of Mary Baldwin. As Sheik goes again, grazes the net and goes out of bounds. Good effort from Sheik as Suma checks back into the game. We'll go for tonight for Averett.
And Suma, as we mentioned, game. She has been crucial so far defensively for Averett, and she will continue to be throughout the entire season. And another player that really been impressed with, freshman Keenan Marks, and Keenan Marks is currently out right now with a knee injury. So Averett definitely hope to get her back here before start to play Heart of Conference play looks in.
Yes, absolutely. Looks like we got number 4 serving Caitlin Rice now. Averett's able to keep it up as Sarah Smoot sent it back over.
And that looks like a combination of Ainsley Fulton and Sarah Smoot right there coming down.
Got the ball shot there.
Yes, sir.
I don't understand the last call too well. I think it was hand over the net, or hand touch net one. But as it stands, it is 7-4. On top.
That was one thing last year that the first game I called volleyball took me a while to get used to it and just go with the stats as the season came on or came along. on 2 rules. You can't have more than 4 touches on the ball before the center, and hand can't hit the net. So.
And Vigeland with a one at the end there.
And Smoot really has a very powerful serve and really brings a lot of heat to it. And the thing is, she follows through and she gets her arm perfectly on the ball and just makes it incredibly hard for looking to make any defensive play.
That was a shot just tripped over the net and hit them now. Goes Jordan Pitzer, the freshman from Franklinton, North Carolina. She's going to be a big impact player for the Cougars and have a good 4-year career here as well.
She will. The Cougars are a very young team, but there's a whole lot of talent from the freshman class that they're nurtured and they're brought along in the crowd as Miller will do it. They really have a chance to be a very dangerous team. And the biggest losses for the Cougars this year was, of course, 4-year setter Nicole Behringer, who was an assistant coach with the Cougars. But there have been quite a few players that have been able to step in. Crystal Lee, for one, has been able to step in and fill that role for the Cougars and Coach Miller.
Yeah, fighting injuries all over us last year. I remember sitting in the training room with her just talking to me, like, what's going on? She's like, hey, everything hurts. But now she's healthy, and she's an impact player as well.
She is, and sometimes I'm not quite as young as you are, John. Sometimes when I watch these girls hit the floor, it just makes my knees hurt.
And that's why they got those knee pads on them. I mean, I tell you, I used to have on these floors when I played basketball, and it was required to wear knee pads. And then when I got to watch college, we didn't have a volleyball team, so we got to college and we watched volleyball. I was like, yeah, they need those knee pads, and some girls are going to be too bad off with pads as well.
Well, it's something that you do see with a couple of team players, obviously, especially girls who have already had elbow, arm problems, and Shields a little lob over there, but it's answered.
Not having got a big, powerful we just got from Fulton there from Hannah Shields, but she is a freight train from what I understand on that.
She is, and the combination of her and Smoot up there at the front, it is dangerous, and it's, like we said in the pregame, it's going to be a combination that we're going to call quite a bit over the course of this season. So,
oh, what a play by Katie Holly! But unfortunate.
And Jessica Sheik coming off, it's like it was a receiving error on the Squirrels.
Yeah, it looks like when they tried it went raised her fingernails and went out of bounds. I thought that Averett hit it out first, and I was saying it was unfortunate, but I guess a lot of chairs, that's a good thing for us.
It is. And one thing that I love about volleyball is there's so much spirit. They celebrate every point, and they really get into it. And that's Randy and Sheik. John.
How about that, Devin? I'm speechless. That was just a great play by her.
Well, Sheik is a tough presence up there, and she's just more. So imagine what she's going to be when she gets into her senior year. And I understand Shields are roommates, I believe.
I'm not too sure about that, but they obviously clear each other out pretty well. And we're going to have a minute out here. Called by the Maryball College Squirrels.
And we're going to
take a quick break here. Welcome back to the action. Big timeout called by Mary Baldwin. Definitely need to get them going early, as they are already down 4-6. More than half of the score needed to come in this one.
Well, Averett definitely out to a early advantage here. Really should not have him holding on to it, but Mary Baldwin really still a girl program, and potential is there for them to be good. But I think as we've discussed here earlier in the year, the Cougars definitely came out on the short end of some of the preseason polls, and I think are a lot better of a team than some of the pollsters gave them credit for.
And that is Christiana Suma, their second ace. The first one hit the net and fell right, fortunately enough, right below the Mary Baldwin serve player. And they are up 16-6 now. We're at a 10-point lead here in the first set.
Well, one thing about volleyball, you can't ever be sure of anything. I know with the Cougar Classic, we saw a lot, 8, 9, 10 unanswered points, and really Averett pulled off a run of, I believe, 8 unanswered points to seal their one set win last weekend against Waniata. So
I remember walking in on when they played for college, and they were down by I think about 10, 8 points, and they made a huge back to win the set all the way to like where you had to win by 2. So they're a team that'll fight to the end. Hannah Shields nails one at Zena Belfield, unable to get it back up and over.
And, there again, Hannah, her dad being a tennis player, she comes from a family of athletes, and her dad is actually admitted into the Averett Hall of Fame on homecoming week, and I believe we have a future Hall of Fame inductee in the form of Hannah Shields.
Well, I mean, that's what I hear about colleges is that family atmosphere, that definitely legacy at Averett, and you can definitely see it in this family.
You definitely can. Bobby is a very nice guy, and when the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree, as she is a great young lady as well. And a little back and forth now between Averett and Mary Baldwin.
Kristen Biddleman didn't look like she got a full hand on it as she tipped it out of bounds. It is now 17-8, Averett on top here in the first set.
And there comes the serve from number 14, Jessica Hickman.
Missed the corner. Very fortunate.
And we see a couple of members of our women's basketball, Sam Chandler and Julie out there. And judges, and quite frankly, John, I'm more than happy to sit down here at the table and never try to be a line volleyball.
No, because you get the criticism on both sides.
And one of the hazards of when you're working at the table on volleyball and basketball is obviously coming back and almost taking you out there. I just saw.
I'm not afraid of anything.
I was going to say, you're a goalkeeper. You're used to it.
Yeah. But I was seriously debating about bringing my laptop today, and I'm seriously debating on never doing it again.
Might not be a bad idea. Everything from smartphone, right?
Right. This is Shea, great point now. It's 99 already. Averett made quick work of the score here.
And as we saw so many times last year with Averett, so many games going just the minimum of 3, and really, to tell you the truth, the way this one has started, not much to expect anything different from this one. So.
And 2 years ago, they did win the conference in the regular season. Did not get the bid from what I understood. But they're a team that can punish you if you're not ready to come in. And I've seen some great matches last year. They were very close to winning again. But they just couldn't pull it off. This year they have a very strong team, a very young team as well.
They definitely are young, and but I think that this team has a start, and they have a lot of freshmen who are ready to come in and compete on a sophomore, junior level, and that's one thing that Miller expects out of any of his players is to always constantly step up, play, and get yourself to where you're just improving for the course of every week.
Now, speaking of the youth here, Dave, I remember when we had our welcome back in that the athletic director here at Averett, Stevens, held, and we split the groups up, the classes that we were in. It goes out of bounds from the serve, number 2, Riley Kelly. The senior class had about 32, 33 people, where the freshman class has about 125 to 200 people in it. So if you look at a lot of the teams here, they're definitely relying on the youth of their recruitment to bring in success. Is at the tip, and it's going to go to Mary Baldwin. But going back to what I said, you see it on girls, no seniors. You see it on men's soccer, 4 or 5 seniors. Men's basketball actually has pretty good seniors. Men's basketball, no seniors, or excuse me, 2 seniors. Even on ball here, we only have about 4 seniors. You know, just looking at just the fall sports right now, and football as well, quarterbacks, softball. It's a very young program, and it's definitely something that Averett has to look forward to next year and years to come. They're going to be very proud teams. They're not going to be teams that are going to be voted at the lower poll. And they're going to look at Averett and, wow, they got some talent staying, and they got some talent that is coming in. They're just going to keep rising to the occasion and keep doing their job. Before you know it, every Averett team is in record by the end of the season. I don't know about that.
I have no doubt that either, and we saw the other day the vast improvement of the women's soccer program, really making a lot of good 2 touches off the ball, really 8, 9, 10 pass type of soccer, and definite improvement from Bridgewater College a couple of weeks.
Absolutely, and they played a very tough opponent, Methodist University, last Sunday or Saturday, from what I understood. And it was a heartbreaking loss as they played to full potential, but just couldn't muster up a win, especially when conference started. But they're at Southern Virginia tonight. 7 kickoff. I'm sure we can get that for you in between sets as soon as this concludes. But right now we got Averett volleyball 23-13.
And it looks like number 11, Caitlin Hall, back to serve. And really another one that really has the potential to rattle off 5, 6, 7 consecutive serves for points. While she may not always set the defense, she just finds a way to get the ball past the defense and be a consistent scorer for the Cougars.
She's a senior athlete out there, definitely a veteran she's doing, and she's definitely good. We got 2 seniors out there, her and Fulton. So even though there's low of them, there is still there.
And Caitlin is going to be real big even throughout the season. As has been a theme so far in this broadcast, very young at her position, and with Caitlin being such an experienced player at her position, she will really provide a lot of assistance and getting the passes ready for Shields and Sheik and really kind of help Averett create some offensive spark.
I agree with you, too. Yes, this is hit out of bounds. That is number 14, Jessica Hickman, and that will do it for the first set. Averett takes it 25-14. We're going to take a short here. About 15 to switch sets. We will be right back here on Sports Network. And welcome back to the Averett Network. I'm John Matriciano, joined by the Assistant Sports Director, Davin Wilson, and some out-of-town scores for you right now. Averett, like I said, is at Southern University today, losing nothing early in the 26th minute. Hopefully they get that around quickly. Looking at some of the stats for their game live, Hannah Shields, 5 points in that set, 4 kills, 10 assists. Only had 3 serves, 1 ace, and 1 serving error. She's on top. She is your set leader right now for Averett.
And looking, very smooth there again. Very big that first set as far as digs. She leads the team in digs right now. And with 4 so far, it's actually Lumen that leads the team in digs. Smooth, but Smooth still with 4 digs. In that first set, not a defensive performance.
Not at all. It looks like some new Cougars are out there. Daly Jr., Allie Walls Jr. as well. And got some freshmen out there as well for Cougars. Number 21, Dana Reed. And one more freshman. Number 8, I believe that is.
And
Ligon. That's junior, apparently.
Caitlin.
Excuse me, Davin. I meant one more. 13, Jordan Minton as well. Take it away, Davin.
Caitlin, Caitlin's another one that she's not going to see an incredible amount of playing time, but when she gets in there, it makes her time count. And I remember, I believe it was Maryville last year, in the game, she had a big, I can't remember the exact stats, but I do know that she had a big night and really is, an incredible player.
And we're having a point given to Mary Baldwin right now. Trying to see if it was the last point. Did they just get this point for something Averett did?
I believe is actually going to give Mary Baldwin probably a 2-0 lead. So
it was the last point they were conversing. So now Mary Baldwin out to lead here early.
And it's actually 1-0 now.
I heard that screaming across the broadcast right now. It's our sports director, Drew Wilson, saying it'll be 1-0 now.
And
it's 2-0.
And so far, 14, Jessica Hickman, Fighting Squirrels has been very hard to get off that serving line back there.
Yep, and I respect Danny Miller has already started playing some players that don't get a lot of playing time already. But it's volleyball. It's not really time. So if you make error, you can easily turn this game around. So baseball, tennis, any type of game that's I see it in soccer. Why you and you're that don't play a lot of players in. But it's get in volleyball. But respect to him. He is a veteran coach, and I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
And
that's all I got.
And with 500 wins, it's nobody can argue the fact that he is not one of the most successful coaches in the Division III.
Absolutely. Bad hit, number 14, just get hit and saved by Zena Belfield. But Averett on the board now. 2-2, trying to make this comeback a reality right now as they started off, but they turned around here.
And there are definitely a couple of games, the Cougar Classic, where they start off a little rough. It took them a set or two to find their rhythm. But once they did, they were definitely a hard team to stop over that tournament.
Absolutely. That'll be, once you get a few points on your belt that has been given to that team, is that enough of a wake-up call for you? But luckily, they're definitely battling back here. They've got a good rally going. Very good rally, Gavin.
It was. That was a very nice play over there by number 4 Rice to keep that one from going into the seats over there.
A little miscommunication there as the ball drops to Mary Baldwin. Now we're up 4-2.
And we are seeing, some miscommunication out here with some of the younger coaches in the game, and
you learn by experience.
That's it, trial by fire.
Number 15, freshman Ashley Thornton from Gold, North Carolina, her first action of the game. And now we're going to see 23, Keela Jones, the tall 6'2" freshman out of Averett, Virginia. She's definitely a key player that Danny Miller will get going now. She has height on the net right now.
And really, definitely by far the tallest player on Averett's team. And, really, it's just like basketball and of course, being a goalkeeper, definitely gives you an advantage when you're on the court or on the field.
I feel height has an advantage in almost every sport if used correctly, of course.
That's it. And we're going to have a quick timeout from the Cougars, and we will take it with them.
And welcome back to the Averett Sports Network. I'm John Matriciano, joined by Davin Wilson right now. And we're all set to continue our timeout. Danny Miller taking the timeout, wondering what was going on there. Mary Baldwin now has a 7-3 lead.
And Mary Baldwin definitely coming out, being very physical up there on the front of the net, making some big key blocks, and that's helped them moving forward.
Absolutely. They can easily turn this game around to take the set from Averett, but Averett came out very promising in the first set. What's going on right now? It's a hard hit by Thornton. And Averett getting some life. This just in, at Southern Virginia, Amanda Gustafson for Averett has scored her team on the board. It is 2 in the 33rd minute of the first set. We'll keep you posted. Back to our game now. Number 17, Lindsey Poles, the senior from North Carolina. It's an ace.
And now 2 unanswered points for the Cougars have cut their deficit in half at 7-5. And number 17, Lindsey Bowles, definitely a big presence, provides a lot of experience for this Cougar team.
Life here in the grandstand. Averett is waking up and now makes it a 1-point game here in the second set.
And saw it several times last year where Bowles got a hold of the ball on that back line there and really battled off 4, 5, 6 consecutive points to give your team a shot in the arm on a consistent basis.
And she's a senior veteran player. She definitely knows what she's doing, as that is a spot by number 4, Kate. Nice junior out of Hot Springs, Virginia for Mary Baldwin, and Kate keeps the lead at a 2-point game or setter game, Davin.
I call it, yeah.
Games are tennis.
I guess it's tomato, but we'll go for our purpose.
As long as the good folks don't know what we're talking about, don't get any complaints texted that have happened before. Don't need that.
No, we don't. We want to keep the big guy happy and keep him food. So I'm signing our paychecks.
Yeah, that's a good thing as well. It's going to be for Caitlin Rice with the serve. Now it looks like Gabe just getting a little antsy and just hit it a little too far there for the liking of the referee line. And a 4-point lead for the Mary Baldwin Squirrels.
And volleyball is really one of those sports where you really have to strike it at the right spot with your hand and make sure your fist is closed or open when you need it to be. And, it's something that's very difficult to get down, and especially when you're out there and the ball's coming at you at 30, 40 miles an hour.
Well, volleyball was very popular, I'm sure, for most of the people. in this auditorium and those of you listening at home, we all know how difficult it can be to play, as this is a deflection off of Keela Jones. The point from Maryland to take a 4-point lead, but I'm sure everyone understands that it's not as easy as a game as it looks. It's not just the ball over the net. There's actually specific tactics to it and skills that make it so it goes where you want.
It's much like trying to put a little English on a soccer ball, right?
A little bit, but at the same time, it's just its own sport that I cannot explain in the time I have. All I can say is I love it. That's all I got for you. Averett falling behind by 5 now. As Christiana Suma is in the game as Libera. He's got to try and bring some leadership out there for this unexperienced age. As that is Keela Jones with the spike, the kill. I don't know. She just got a point.
And Jones is, I tell you, she is a big presence up front, you know, at 6'2". I mean, just really, really big presence. And it doesn't take a lot for her to get down on the ball and right through it.
That's all. I just want those tall girls to come in and spike, and that's what we're going to be for the next 4 years. That's a low ball hitting to the left side, number 8. Ligon gives Mary Baldwin a 15-8 lead right now.
And number 7, Ani Trujillo on the serve. And it's going to be a point for Averett. Looked like it might have been a back error there at first. But
no, they're flopping. So that point goes to Averett.
And it's going to be a 21, Danielle, on the serve. And Reed looks over, nice ball net.
She taught me a lesson at the Cougar Classic is that I used to, before we started broadcasting these, I used to be the ball boy here. She threw me one of the balls back that I already gave her it, and she wanted a different ball, and I didn't know it. I threw the same ball back to her, and everyone gave me a little stick just for doing that. But I'm sorry, I did not know that lesson. Thank you, Dana.
I'll tell you one thing, and that's one thing that's, I'm sure it get a little confusing sometimes, is being ball boy. And as you just brought up, Green, the Averett women's soccer team has knotted things up here in the 35th minute. Southern Virginia University, and Averett probably headed towards that first win.
Well, since we have a timeout here, I'm going to tell you a little story. You know, soccer, being up 2-0 in a soccer game, the most dangerous score to have. All right? We were 0-0 down in Barry against Hawks. We unfortunately lost that game 3-2 because we got over our head. And we're just going to take a break here. We're going to leave the camera on. We're not going to go to our commercial credits. We will be right back, though. Welcome you back to the Grandstand Sports Network. I'm John Triciano. This is my partner. I'm Devin Wilson. When I'm not working with him, I am working with him at Averett, a great media-run school. Right now, and I are working our first volleyball game.
And I think it's going well here so far.
Yeah. Might keep you around, Devin.
Thank you. You know, broadcasting's like ping pong. You know, you gotta have a good level of back and forth. One thing I always think about broadcasting is the movie Major League, where you had a guy that was always too sick to talk. And
I just saw that movie for the first time this summer. It is a funny movie. This is number 14. Jessica Hickman kicking. You are right. And it looks like we're gonna have a 2 touches call against Averett. Go to Mary Baldwin here. Averett has cut the lead by 4 points, 15-11 is your score here.
And number 18, Jessica, really been big on that starting line tonight. And number 2, Kylie Kelly. And Kelly, after making a nice play, will put the ball in the net. A little fancy handwork over there by one of our spectators to do a little one to our ball boy over there in the corner.
Was it the basketball girls?
No, it was one of the ladies sitting over there.
Okay. I thought the basketball girls had I was like, well, I would expect them to, they play basketball. They got to do those fancy moves with their hands.
Well, and that was the one I'm never good at is basketball. I always never could put down. So
you're not alone. Trust me, I know. Layups are hard. Along free throws can be very difficult as well.
Can be, and it's Shaquille O'Neal about that one. So not to take a low shot at the big guy.
Looking at some team stats here in play, we got 15 kills to Averett, 13 kills for Baldwin. Attack errors are even at 8-8. Attempts 42 for Averett from Mary Baldwin. The hitting percent, Averett takes the lead at that point, 7. Are 15 now for Averett, 14 for Mary Baldwin. Serve attempts 30 for Averett. Service 86 for Averett, very impressive. And 60 for Averett, but 20 for Mary Baldwin. Mary Baldwin's getting bad now by the front line of Averett, so they got to start digging out of there.
They really do, and it's an underlooked part of volleyball. If you really are not around it a lot, is being able to dig and just setting your hands in that right where it's hitting the right part of your lower hand, arm, and just making sure that you're getting it where it needs. We can get over the net.
And got some surprises news. You probably didn't expect this, but Hanish is leading in kills right now. It game earlier because Averett had the commanding lead. They thought they'd give the unexperienced player time, but she is her leader for kills right now. And far behind is her teammate Smoot.
And they actually, according to our other assistant sports information director, Carmen Robinson, the two of them had a little friendly bet going this year as far as who gets the most. And, of course, no money involved in the bet, but still, I'm sure, one of them had to do the other's laundry or some kind of fun stuff like that.
I'm sure. I don't understand too well, but I'm sure it's a nice bet as NCAA rules it's gambling. Of course, we're an student athlete, and luckily no one has to deal with that as Jordan Mann the receiving area, and it goes for Mary Baldwin point there. Mary Baldwin is only 6 points winning their first set of the night. Could tie this one up here.
And Mary Baldwin is very loose and very confident out here right now, and I think that combined with the fact that the Cougars are starting some of their younger players, Miller trying to get them in there, definitely has an effect on that.
Well, Christiana Suma, the service aces, we talked about how Averett has 6 already. And Mary Baldwin has 3, so props to her on her great game.
And that a little just push over there. It looked like by number 16, Brittany Daly.
And very good play on her part. It was wide away. Didn't need to go for the second little tap over the net.
And back we were talking earlier in the broadcast. A lot more finesse to this game than one might expect.
Like I was saying about Hannah Shield, she's just the freight train that just spikes it. She's just tapping it over, just hope it just in the corners. Yep. Very similar to soccer. Place it, don't kill it.
And you're right on that. Very big in both of those sports, and very key to helping your success.
Yep. Another 11, Sarah Crumley with the line shot just on the line, but the assistant linesman was to see it, so she can't lie there.
And number 4 there, Rice, started right into the net, and I'm sure the Cougars will take it right now. We've got a substitution coming in the game, in for Ashley Thorpe.
Going back to Caitlin Rice, she is leader for kills on her side, tied with Hannah Shields for 4 right now. But she is getting much more time than Hannah Shields right now.
She is, and I think right now Miller's just really kind of trying to feel the team, and I think depending on the results of this set, and Kayla Jones is going to interrupt this nice little attack there. And, I think we can. She got a point there, so we'll forgive her this time.
She does it again. We might have to start talking.
Yeah, we will have to go have a talk with her, Coach Miller. So.
Well, Averett bringing it to 3, and when it matters, 2019 here is your score. And Mary Baldwin is very promising, but they're kind of falling off here late in the set.
And, sometimes when you have a team that's going up against a higher match team, sometimes that lower ranked team can get ahead and kind of awaken a sleeping giant. I think that's what's happening in this case.
And Keela Jones is there at the net. She'll stop it, smack it. Good pass here is a few digs and it's a bounds. 2-point set.
And it's Ligon wisely getting out of the way of that one, and we're going to have a timeout from Mary.
We're going to take a quick here as we're going to have a minute off. And we will be right back. And welcome back to Averett Sports Network here at Inc. Center. Averett made a striking comeback, 22-20, but we want to update you here. At the end of the first half, we have a scoring friendly in Southern Virginia. Southern Virginia is up 4-3 now against Averett. Still staying strong. That is women's soccer for you live. Caitlin Ligon with that last service ace right there. Hit the net and went over.
And Coach Paul Yee definitely called that time to try to sit things down a little bit and let us team recoup. And I don't know how effective that move was.
Well, Averett made a certain comeback right now.
And there's Jones again. And good little by Sarah Crumbly right there. And once again, just that finesse coming into play and key. And
yep.
We've got a substitution, like number 12, Farah Fulton, for Zenna Belfield. And nice start off the back line there by Jacqueline Loy.
Yep. And Keela Jones, dangerous, gets beat. Own ball hitting it into the net, and it's going to go 20-21. Mary Baldwin at that point here could tie it up.
And we have a joke. We have more and a service error, by number 10, Jacqueline Moy. We have a little joke. We have a member of our men's basketball team down here working at the table. Anytime he's at the table, we have at least a 5-set match.
I heard of that rumor, and not very optimistic when they told me that he was going to be working with us, but he is giving up on this set. They may be young, but they're flying right now.
And really, they've got their big gun, one of their big guns back right now on the line, and Christiana Suma. And Suma, good dig there for Caitlin Rice. And Mary Ball.
And drops there as Averett loses the second set. 25-23 match. We're going to take a quick break here, but when we come back, we're going to have a set for you on the second set and third set live here. Don't you go anywhere. We welcome you back here to the Averett Sports Network. I'm John Matriciano. This is Devin Wilson coming at you from the Grandson. Averett lost that last set by a score of 25-23, very close one. But it's tied now 1-1. We want to bring you up on some quick action. Actually, we had a correction. It was 4-3 Averett for the soccer game at Southern Virginia right now. So that is something we are going to get on as well. That looks like it could come to a wire if going to overtime. But we are ready to go here. It's going to be Sarah Smoot to start it off. It's like the starters are all back out there for Averett, Devin.
They do, and really, I think Miller wanted one set to give the freshmen some time to get out there and play a little bit, get some experience, and now that they have, I think it's back to business now for Averett.
Already starting on a high, nothing for Averett as Hannah Shields just walked by her for and out of bounds.
And Rice there, very big attack error right there to get the Cougars the first point.
And Sarah Smoot with a serve there to equal it out, 1-1.
And really been a lot tighter of a game than what we were expecting. And
yeah.
It's always good to see as Mary Baldwin, they're not playing hard, and it's nice to have a little bit of competition.
Oh, that's really cool, Devin. Sometimes you just got to dip your feet in the water a little bit, then you're comfortable. And that's what Mary Baldwin has done here tonight. They had a bad showing against in the first set, but definitely that second set, and now the third set's looking pretty competitive.
It is, and it always makes our broadcasters a lot more fun when you do have a competitive match.
Right.
We're glad to see it.
This is Kayla Rice looking for the kill. Number 22, Keenan Moss. That's Fulton missing the line for an out-of-bounds call. The point to Mary Baldwin.
And it appeared from here that got that one in, but
it normally does. She's actually very good at doing that. Just hitting it over and hitting the spot where it needs. Just that time, just for her. But regardless, still a lot of set.
Well, the second leading the team with 21 blocks so far in the young season. 15 games and 21, averaging just over block per game. And that looked like a pull there coming down with a big hill.
is going to be vital as grid locked up at 3-3. And it's going to be soon the libero for Averett.
And Suma, a nice little line drive there. The Fighting Squirrels there. And Sheik had it over, but there to make the nice block. And Shields gets down and she says, "Freight train coming to the US."
Yep. That's the freight train.
I've been waiting on that to say that, by the way, John. So
That's fine. Every time she does that, because I don't know it. Freight train coming to your house.
And I had to give my boss, Drew Wilson, Sports Information Director, credit for that one. Is that one thing that is said often as we stat.
Way to cite your sources, Devin.
You know, gotta give love when love do, you know. And number 4, Caitlin Rice back to serve. And point goes to Mary Baldwin.
Looks like Shields hit the barrier on the left side. Didn't favor her to hit the net at first, but rest called to Mary Baldwin there.
And Paul Yee in his 9th season and his assistant coach and driver really have taken this Fighting Squirrel team strides. And number 14, Hickman, will be sure with the error right there, and it will not things up at 5.
Yep, very good game here right now.
And Keenan Mark, the 5'10" freshman out of Jacksonville, North Carolina.
And that's a tough. There's a tipped off sheet, and Mark wasn't able to get down there quick enough.
And you know that's one thing with volleyball, that the distance between that front line and back line, and that ball is not hit force over. It can be very hard for the back line to get up and make a defensive play on it. And Shield looked like she did a little fake there. It looked like she was going to attack with the left hand. She ends up attacking with the right. Either way, it's going to result in a Mary Baldwin point, and will increase their 2 at 7-5.
Mary Baldwin taking advantage of the turn of tide, as I want to call it. So Fighting Squirrels realize they've traveled a long way and just want to make sure that they get this victory right now.
And this would be a huge Mary Baldwin and a huge confidence booster for the program. And either way, their performance here tonight and very solid. And you know they're giving Cougars a run against their starting 6 girls right now. So
they're looking for their first win of the season. Already lose the last one to Methodist. As that's a block by Sheik and Smoot for a point.
And you know, Sheik is another one standing in at 5'11", a very intimidating presence on that front line, and can really be a maker in the game.
That was a heck of a shot there. Wasn't able to corral the players. Averett takes the lead in the set.
Shields back, and whoa, that's a jammed up Hickman there.
Yeah, she's got a powerful shot.
Hickman looked like she was trying to get out of the way of a 90-mile-an-hour fastball right there. Whew.
And Jordan hits her with the shot there.
And Miller expects big things out of Pitzer this year, and really feels like she could be a very key, integral part of Cougars.
And she will, being and absolutely the credentials that has. I have no doubt in my mind. I can't coach her up to be one of the best volleyball players has seen.
And, you know, she's what's known as a utility player over here, playing that outside hitter and right setter. So she's got all you can be as a offensive person, and can help set, can help assist, and can also help bring home points.
This is Sheik with the serve, the back right corner for a point. Averett got a previous point off Ane Trujillo. Was unable to get a full palm on it, I saw. Sheik's trying to go for her second now. And that had some power out as Caitlin Rice almost returned it to the roof.
And here comes the set, and little Keenan Martin Pitzer there. And Pitzer will come for the point for the Cougars. And now 12-8, Mary Baldwin will take this time out.
And we are going to leave the camera on the court right now. We're going to take a break ourselves. We will be back here. And back here to the Averett Sports Network, here at the Grand Center for tonight's matchup between the Mary Baldwin Fighting Squirrels and Averett University Cougars. This sheet coming off impressive serves, resulting in point for her team. A little discussion official going on, but regardless, she can serve.
And a few members of the Blue Crew are there on the other side of the court. Come basketball season, they will be crucial to provide support for other basketball games, as it can get quite loud.
Yes, it can.
And while it definitely makes it a little difficult for us down here information to keep stats for basketball, because
it's pretty hype. Having been here last year and that game against Maryville. Let's just go for an Averett point. That was, the roof was about to fall off in here. After the Maryville made that layup with about 2 seconds left. That was a kill. But before that, Averett made a huge point to bring it to a tied game. And it was just an amazing, not to mention the William Peace game tournament, where it was between Averett and William Peace to see who would win the conference. And Averett that game, and absolutely did a fantastic job. Remember, Mick Stevens promoted it. Unfortunately, not out here tonight as normal for the volleyball game, as this is a receiving error. Goes to Mary Baldwin. Normally, when a conference play really gets into it next month, I know definitely the Blue Crew will show up for the volleyball team and will definitely be on raising this roof off.
And definitely will. And you know, one thing that volleyball has against them, they only have one local girl on the team in the form of Caitlin Holly. Caitlin Holly and Caitlin Diggin. Holly from right up the road, west of, or up to north of us in Drawford, and Ringgold out to the east of us.
Well, Hannah Shields is also pretty local. Dan River High School. Very, wasn't last year, but this year I got on campus. Her father, vice principal of Dan River. But right, not a lot of local players here, and you see that a lot here at Averett. We recruit very well nationally and internationally. So local players are not a common thing here. If they do, they're special. Come to Averett.
And you know, it definitely kind of helps to have some local players, but at the same time, there's a lot of other talent to be had. You know, you look down this roster and just look at the numbers from the North Carolina area. You know, it's fun from the area,
right?
And you know,
North Carolina is the second popular state that Averett does. Use our students from, excuse me. Virginia being number 1. I being the low percent from Connecticut.
We'll forgive you from being from Connecticut there.
But it does. They do a good job at getting a name there. I think they were number 30 in, I think, 90 schools. And I believe it was Florida or something. I did not read it as Mary Baldwin poem by Averett. But Averett definitely does get themselves out there. We had our biggest class in history come there, 125 100. I believe the dorms are overfilled right now. They had to make extra to turn doubles into quads and triples. So Averett's definitely on the way right now.
Being a local of Danville and growing up here, it's good to see because any benefit to Averett is a benefit to Danville, and any benefit to Danville is a benefit to Averett. And that's one thing that Director Meg Stevens has definitely been very crucial on is making that point and trying to get the Danville community involved, whether it's in the form of sponsors, coming out to the games, and been very successful at that.
Meg Stevens will be absolutely just, we don't mention her success here, Everett signing that $5 million night deal, bringing all new jerseys and brand new turf field and stadium. The field laid down, the lights are up. Final piece starts after our men's and women's seasons and football seasons concluded. The break round on the, I believe it was $1.5 million from what I understood. It's going to be a nice one, folks. I'm very excited to be broadcasting it next year. Very nice president's room, and I heard it was promised air conditioning. Something nice.
Which will definitely be because out there enough times.
Oh, that gets hot.
It does, and then you'll go.
Everyone at this booth right now knows how
it can get. And it's actually kind of funny. I have a jacket on tonight, and it's complete opposite in the Grant Center. The Grant Center, you actually get frozen sometimes. So
well, they keep it cool for the athlete because it's an indoor environment. If they put the heat, just start sweating more. It's not a good atmosphere. I mean, I get it for the fans, but hey, one performing out there.
That's it. And got to keep these bodies healthy, ready to play.
Absolutely. And of course, out there, it's going to get chilly. Moving into the near at the end of December, I believe it is now officially, which is one of my favorite seasons, I have to admit. Some fall that gets to me, but I absolutely love it. And now that we got our sports teams on that conference, it's going to be a great push from here. Is Averett has an 18-16 lead. Mary Baldwin getting a point on the service error. But we're going to track a little bit there, Devin.
We did. That's okay. About that at home, guys. We all enjoyed our
ramble about our school.
Yeah. We got to do what we can to get the name out there. And, so we'll get back to the action Grant Center. And
Jackson Memorial Service there gives a point to Averett.
And right now, Shields, kind of a turn of events there for Shields. Doesn't put quite the power on it, but Sheik is there. This is my point. You got the off there.
And Hannah Shields has the lead with points. 8 up to, still leading. Now freshman Jordan Pitzer is there with 4. Very impressive numbers. We're going to have a reach over against Mary Baldwin. We'll go to there as Averett started where they did in the first set. And we're going to take a timeout here. Coach Yee calls his second timeout of the set. We're going to take a break, leave the camera on for you, and we will be right back. And we're back to the Averett Sports Network here at the Grand And then Mary Baldwin taking on Averett on John Matriciano, my information director. I'm not the sports information director, but Davin Wilson. Always good to have him here. And let's take a look at some team stats. Play continues. Averett now 29 kills, 20 for Mary Baldwin. 26 assists for the Cougars, 19 for the Squirrels, 11 aces for Averett. That one goes out of bounds on Hannah Shield. You don't one too often, Davin.
I really don't, and Hannah just has so much power and accuracy to go along with it. And I'm sure that can be a dangerous combination when you have to in this sport. So, and we've been tonight the youth of Averett players, and also staff-wise, Nicole Barringer and Kelsey Smith, both new coaches. Of course, Barringer is very used to how Miller plays volleyball, used to the program. But Kelsey Smith is coming in, and the two of them have done a good job so far. And I think Barringer haven't played many of these girls before, and he played with Shields and Sheik and Smoot. Kind of knows how to coach them and really knows how to get them. And to me, that would be the hardest part about coaching.
Right. Roger was a key senior last year in the Averett team. That was a pretty successful team. She also had that. She was also part of the conference champion in 2013. So she had a lot of experience and knowledge to this team as her first year as a grad assistant and assistant coach for the volleyball team. Looking at some more stats, we have a four-way tie between Hannah Shields, Christiana Sma, and Caitlin Litton. They all have 2 services and have all contributed to this 23-18 score we have for Averett. 2 from winning the set is Averett. And it looks like Sarah Smoot with the serve there. And that was unable to be corralled by Belfield.
And that doesn't surprise me. A four-way tie there for the serve bases. Every single one of those players puts a lot of emphasis on their serve and really sends it over the net with a lot of quality. And that's big. And Averett lock up the third set and themselves in position. One more win and take this match.
Averett will here 25-8. Take another short break. When we come back, we're going to update you on the battle in South Virginia, women's soccer team. And we are going to talk about the stats of key players and have can Averett win? We will find out when we come back. back here at the Averett Sports Network here at the Grant Center. Averett taking the last set, 25. Excuse me, it was 25 to 18, excuse me. The second set was 25 to 23.
I thought the third set was close on that too, John.
But mistake. We are ready to go here. Looks like Danny Miller will leave his starting team there for the fourth set that we're on now.
And Cougars just 25 points away from taking this one, improving to 2-0 in conference play, and definitely be a good start and definitely a good confidence boost for the Cougars after the weekend at the Christopher Newport University Invitational. And once again, I mean, I spoke with Danny earlier in the week, and like you said earlier, purposely designed scheduled the early third of the school to provide the team with as much challenge as it could, and help get them to a very competitive level coming towards the end of the season.
But definitely helped here as Averett taking a very good long lead here on their confident Mary Baldwin. But the question is, can they keep it up? They let it slip away there. And second set has come back triumphantly in the third set. And now we'll see a mixture of faces of starters and non-starters. Who can own the best as we are on gridlock here early in the set.
And Holly there, and just play over there by number 4, right? She laid out the baseman going for a ball at the middle there, and just a little unfortunate.
Katie Holly just dropped it right when it went at the net. It just hit down slope and it almost landed, but Caitlin Rice unfortunately went out.
And Holly, this time it goes to the net. And, John, I can imagine that it would be very difficult to get that ball over the net. It doesn't really look like much a long distance. You actually get back there and stand in line, and then you realize how far it really is. And that was number 12, Sarah Fullerton.
She'll hit the net.
Yes, she did, and I'm sure we'll take that. And Suma back to serve now.
It's when I played for fun at gym, all that stuff, it was complicated to hit the ball over the net. The roof was at least 20 feet lower than it is here at the Grant Center, so my serve would always hit the roof of the other team. My serve would go and hit where the other camera is, and of course, my serves are just
Standard, John, and it's funny that you Seals and Shields. It's up there. Boy, I tell you one thing, I'm going to jump over the net there.
I hear the pop in the ball through these soundproof headphones.
I think it sounded.
She's doing something right, or we need to.
I think she's doing something here. So definitely had a very Orville Redenbacher pop coming up there, and Sheik there, and out here on a mission, and Shields gets up again.
Oh my God.
John, I tell you one thing, man, she is on fire right now.
She is looking at her stats right. She had 11 points for her team, 9 kills now, 4-8 for the Cougars.
And those two, I tell you one thing, I think there would have been a couple of Division I volleyball players that had a hard getting a hold of those.
Well, a hard schedule this week for them, but Hannah, she definitely played to her potential. She does, and was no sure excellent from what I understood.
Well, and Shields led both games on Saturday, and really, leadership-wise, and that's the big, I think, Shields provides. Besides her incredible coach, obviously she had,
right.
But her leadership.
Like I said, she is a sophomore, very young cat. She is very good at what she does. Great there for her team. She's only a sophomore, promising future, just like the rest of this volleyball.
She really does, and we're gonna have a future Hall of Famer in the form of Hannah Shields. speaking of another possible future Hall of Famer, speaking of Nicole Barron earlier, and Barron definitely with her successful career here could very well be in the nomination for a Hall of Fame.
Yep. Very athlete favorite producers.
Really is, and consistently over the years has been able to just produce and produce. And in fact, the only other coach with more wins in the conference is Maryville's Kane Graham. And Candace, I had the pleasure of meeting her at the conference last year, and it's just a outstanding coach and outstanding program.
And timeout called by Mary Baldwin, it looked like. And we're going to take a short break here. Camera on the court. And we will be right back. Averett on top, 10-3. And welcome back to the Grand Center here on top of the fourth set. I'm joined by Davin Wilson, and I myself is John Matristiano. Averett really dominating in the first part of this fourth set. Mary Baldwin's timeout could turn the tide, but right now we got a 10-3 set here. Great attempt by D. Holly to keep it in, but bounce it to the net, and when anything could happen. So
that's it. And Caitlin Rice really has been a huge hit so far for this Mary Baldwin team, and I think she's definitely going to be a keep an eye on as far as the conference goes at the end of the season for the Fighting Squirrels.
And definitely a quarter here with another game. 14 balls, 12 kills, 2 assists, 2 aces, 4 errors. We don't look at that, but she is great right now.
And really, and you see that right there off the serve off net. She stops and says, "My bad," and then it's on to the next point. And as an athlete yourself, that's what you got.
Gotta have a short memory.
And Sim went up there, stop and says, "Well, if Hannah can do it, I can do it too." And she delivers a nasty kick right there.
Oh, great shot by her. Good pointer for her now.
And it's going to be shake back. And let's see, Zena Belfield thought going after that one, and she said, "I think I'm just going to let that go."
Yeah. Well, take the easy point where you can get it.
That's it, and especially when you're down in a set, and you never know about what could change momentum, and as we what college sports is about momentum.
And it looks like number 2, Riley Kelly of Mary Baldwin, went just a little too far over the net for the referee's liking, and it's going to be another point for her here.
And number 7, there's Smoot, 11 outside from Randall, North Carolina. And we'll get it over there. And the attack error on Hickman is going to give a 14-6 lead. Sarah Smoot back one here. And Smoot with the serving error. And 7. And John error is one of those words it's very easy to leave off the OR and say error. And have to watch that.
I think that's part of an accident. Maybe you guys arrow say affirm error. It sounds more like ER instead of error.
That is definitely the southern draw right there.
Block. Kayla Jones.
And she just used to be a star for this team and just really big time here. And now out and Holly will come. And Holly will come in to start. Of course, we all recognize Holly by the headband. And there's the set. Number 2, Kelly over to Rice.
Oh. Kayla should be playing basketball. My goodness.
Kayla is she's a player, and I don't know. We'd go recruiting her for the ball.
Just block everything.
She's definitely been a steel trap out for the crew today, and it's really going to propel them here to this 9-point lead. Now way to the fourth set.
Oh.
And this is right there. Was caught. She a little off guard there.
Yeah.
It does, and especially when it is you as fast. I'm sure that ball is out there, and ooh, and Fulton will plunk a teammate there with a serve, and gives the Cougars a 9-point.
Yeah, and this is going to be who's looking for another ace right now. And rejected by Sheik.
And Sheik using her high there, and she does a little bow there.
Everyone's celebration, Devin.
That's it. I came to a celebration dance on myself today, and of course I don't know if I'll ever break it. I wanted to embarrass myself.
Hey, I mean, something good or you do something good in your life to celebrate, by all means do it. You never know with technology. Camera showing Devin.
And, you know, fair warning, that's it. And especially here at Avery, we definitely like our media and definitely like to give our fans a look at how everything's going on.
And simple mistakes are destroying the Fighting Squirrels right now. They're at a commanding 20-8. Bureau for Averett comes out soon. And the Jones is going to come out of the freshman, number 12, Fullerton. She actually celebrated her birthday on Sunday. So she's going to win after her harsh weekend.
And I'm sure you definitely love that as the whole Averett community would. And you see the men's basketball down here, a couple of the football players out here. And,
yeah.
You know, John, I think being a member of the student body yourself, you can definitely say that there is support for all sports. And whenever you make it, they try to make it. It looks like it's going to be one timeout, and we will take a break with them.
And take a short, like you said, we're not doing commercials. And back to the Grant Center. I am John Matriciano, and this is Davin Wilson on the Averett Sports Network. Averett has a commanding lead 21-8 here in the fourth set. Could tie this one 4 more points. As another Cougar checks in that has a check tonight. Number 19, Hayden, the sophomore from North Carolina.
And Hayden definitely did not get to see much of her last year as she was a freshman. And definitely be exciting to see her get into the game and see how much of a difference that she can make. And Miller having a little conversation with her, trying to make sure she's where she needs to be team-wise. And
it's gonna be number 2, Radley with the serve. Great smack by Hayden. Mary Baldwin having trouble. Hits the barrier, goes bounds. Averett comes away with the point there.
So Averett actually 2 or 3 close contested set. Really just kind of started running away with this one, and it looks like it's going to start being here for the Fighting Squirrels. And Mary Baldwin quit. Excuse me. W's in that. Give them credit. They had come out here and performed well and really play with a lot of heart. You have to give credit where credit due.
And that one set, the second set that they did win, they did back in fashion, and they did make that last set pretty close as well, but just wasn't enough again. As Mary Baldwin 2 points here. They're saying the night's not over, Dad. I think they heard you.
And I think they did, and I didn't motivate to get back to the game here. We would love to see the Averett win, and Smooth comes up there. And get it over to Rigsby.
By Rigsby. And it's going to be another point for Averett here. It's going to be 11.
And Moy, the back there out of Stanton, Virginia, for Mary Baldwin, just cannot answer the Cougars' attack.
This is Rigsby's first serve of the night. Rice is there to field it. Shot by Smoot, just too far. Oh, tip.
I was agree with you on that one, and apparently, like you said, deflection and Averett's way.
And ready on her second serve, could be the last point of the night. As Averett just one more to finish up here. That is a shot by Rice.
And as you've seen tonight, she's very vocal and I think very much motivational behind this Mary Baldwin team. Looks like a very vocal leader and is not scared to show her emotion.
Not at all. And Baldwin making some moves here late. They're 11 more. And still a little comfortable right now, but one more point and we'll have this one wrapped up.
And there it goes.
And the game comes to an service error by Jack Moy. By Baldwin, and Averett makes their second win, giving Mary Baldwin their 4th conference loss tonight. Final score of 3-1. We're going to take a break here, but when we are going to have stats, Cougar news, and we're going to wrap it up and say goodnight, Center. We're going to take a short break here. Gate of the Grant Center on the network. I'm John Matriciano. Wilson with us. Very important win for the Averett University Cougar volleyball team as they move to 2-0 in conference and 7 overall. Mary Baldwin does go down to 2-3, 4-4 in the conference. Definitely changes they'll need to make to be successful this season. But let's talk about Averett. Huge performance out of them today. Dominated, kind of slacked off a little, and then absolutely dominated. 4 sets to make it a 3-1 for Averett. I got to ask you, Dad, about this game tonight.
I liked how physical they were up in front of the net. I liked the performance that they got out of the freshmen. And then, of course, the performance they got out of the regulars. Hannah Shields, Jessica Cheeks, Christiana Suma. And I was very impressed with how they did not this past weekend affect their confidence level. They came on a mission today, and this was they could win it. They came on and win it.
No, you're absolutely right. It's a very tough weekend that we keep about playing the number 3 and 4 in the nation. Recovering today, so I have to continue to play and do a great job last Wednesday and coming in and beating Mary Baldwin comfortably. Moving on to working at Averett. Averett is on a contest. We'll host Bridgewater this year, and that'll be September 25th. I believe that's the day, if I'm correct.
It is.
And the conference, Bridgewater College, is another victory I'd like to add to their record here. They have a very impressive one. And overall, like we said, and looking at some of the stats as we are getting up, Shields absolutely destroying the Carolina Squirrels with 12 kills. Right. The freshman Jordan Pitcher. And behind her, tied for third, was Jessica Sarah Smooth. Looking at Mary Baldwin, their 7. Rice with the kill.
And 6 with Fullerton, and then 5 with Hickman. And, Christiana Suma defensively for 8 digs on the night, followed by 7 for Caitlin Holly. So Holly kind of coming off, that, she definitely deserved to be out there tonight.
Absolutely. I agree with you, Davin. And look at team stats before we get down here. 38 kills for Averett, 27 for Baldwin. Attempts were 97-7, so Averett did control most of the game. Service aces, 17. Averett takes that one as well. 36 digs, 38 for Mary Baldwin, as they get a lot from the we call Hannah Shields here, of course. And great game for Averett to continue this run that they're on right now.
And they go in weekend and they have the tri-mat, and it will definitely be an interesting weekend, busy weekend here at the Granite Center.
Well, looking towards this weekend, I'm going up now. Averett has a majority of home games this weekend, as like we said, the volleyball team hosts Bridgewater College at 7 o'clock. And then men's soccer will take it up. That will have as well against Wesleyan, as we'll continue as they're in we're against Southern Virginia right now. 4-3 is right now in about the 7th minute. And then they move that day. It'll be another conference for men's soccer and women's. Piedmont comes to town all from Georgia. Those will be a little earlier, so Piedmont has time to get home. But we do have a lot of Averett athletics coming out this week, and we hope that you tune in for those. I myself will actually not be a part of any of those because I personally will be playing on the men's soccer team, or our new broadcasting assistants we are trying to get will be also step in. But any thoughts for you, Davin, before?
Just a good win here, and it would be good to carry this into the matches this weekend, and really looking forward to soccer and seeing you guys up at the conference, and then seeing the women as they to continue the show lately.
Thank you, Davin, and we're going to close here with our statement saying good night Center. Averett wins this 3-1. Averett.
This has been a production of the Averett Sports Network.